You define your own life. Don't let other people write your script. That is a quote by Oprah Winfrey. Welcome to Trina Talk. This is the podcast where guests share their stories of pursuing their passions, living a fulfilled life, and empowering others. Each week, I talk with inspiring leaders, business owners, and people with amazing stories from around the world in unscripted conversations as they share their successes and failures. This podcast is all about empowering you to keep striving in your personal and professional life. I am your host, Trina L. Martin. Welcome to episode 164. The topic of this week's episode is Burnout is Optional. My guest this week is Aleya Harris. Aleya believes that all business owners should make good money doing what they love. Unfortunately, many are great using skills to uplift their clients with their craft, but struggle with financial and emotional hurdles that hold them back from reaching their potential. As an award-winning marketer with over a decade of experience, Aleya and her team at Flourish Marketing develop highly converting email, social media, and website copy, empowering education and bioenergetic business coaching solutions, and profit-driving marketing strategies to help passionate empire builders turn their talent into treasure. Being type A and an Enneagram 3, Aleya understands that burnout lurks right around the corner for most go-getters. Creating balance in business and life is critical to enjoying your journey to success. Aleya looks at problems from a holistic perspective and combines her NES health practitioner and Story Brand Guide certification to work simultaneously on improving the wellness of her clients, mindset, energy fields, and business strategy. Always with a keen eye on ROI, Aleya helps clients fast-track their growth through intuition, science-based systems, and business savvy. Hi, Aleya. Welcome to Trina Talk.
Thank you so much for having me, Trina. I am very happy to be here.
I am so thankful that you are taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me. And how I start Trina Talk is I always ask my guests to tell the listener who you are and how you became the Aleya that you are today.
I don't think this episode is quite long enough for all of that, but I'm going to give the very short version. My name is Aleya Harris. I am the founder and owner of Flourish Marketing, and Flourish Marketing is built on the understanding, excuse me, and the concept that most business owners are really great at what they do, but they don't know how to scale and grow a company without feeling burned out and lost. So we create empowering education resources, strategic story brand sales funnels, highly converting social media content, and empowering bioenergetic business coaching solutions to help empire builders flourish in business and in life. My background is a little bit of everything. I was a private chef. I graduated from University of Southern California and Le Cordon Bleu. And I also was the head of marketing for North America for one of the largest corporate food service and facilities management companies in the world. And now I have the pleasure of owning Flourish Marketing.
Wow. So you have had a very colorful past.
Yes.
From becoming a chef to a marketer. How did that come about?
So I actually was working in the fashion and cosmetic industries, and I wasn't really loving it, but I was, relatively young, fresh out of college after the next couple of years after that. And I didn't know that I needed a change, but the universe did. I got laid off and I couldn't get a job doing anything. And this is before Uber and Lyft and all of that stuff. So like literally anything. So I was scrapbooking at home and applying to jobs. That was my main thing. And one day my sorority sister, I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. One day my sorority sister came over came over to my house and she was eating my food. And she goes, you should just go to culinary school. Now, I'm hoping this was because the food was just so good and could have been better, not because the food was so bad that I needed some help. But I said, you know what, I'm not doing anything else. And I really do love to cook. So let's do that. And I did. I enrolled in culinary school and was there for 2 years. And inside of culinary school, I got the best and worst piece of advice that I've ever gotten, which was, you need to work for $10 an hour for like 10 years before you ever make anything of yourself. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't feel like we've met. Hi, I'm Aleya, and that's not how I roll. So it was great because it was motivating, and it motivated me to prove to that person and everyone else that I could really do it. And so inside of culinary school, I started a catering and private chef company. And I graduated with a 4.0 on the dean's list with a catering company, making way more than $10 per hour. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of segued into being a private chef a little bit. Well, not a little bit, it segued into being a private chef. And I ended up with large celebrity clients who were stars of movie and music, and traveled all over the world as a private chef, from Morocco to Spain to London to Utah. all over. But then I came to the realization that I was really happy helping and transmitting love through food, but I was a part of somebody else's empire. And you can't build your own empire if you're part of somebody else's empire. You can learn and grow, but eventually you're going to have to leave the nest. So I applied online and didn't actually think that I would get a job, because it seems like applying online just goes into like this big ether of nothingness. Mm-hmm. But it seemed to work for me. And I got a job as a Google vendor partner working on Google's food team. And on that team, I was able to have a global visibility into Google's work within the food system, within its own behavioral economics and behavioral sciences, and nudging healthy and sustainable eating practices. And then from there, I rose to the ranks as the head of marketing for my parent company for North America. And when I was there, I'm like, this is great. The money is great. Paychecks are fabulous. They happen every 2 weeks. They're gorgeous. I really enjoyed those. But at the same time, I wasn't really speaking to the core of who I was and what I wanted to do, which is really to help uplift and connect with other people. I was, doing the executive kind of job and not really truly the connection job. So I decided while I was there to start Flourish Marketing. But when I was there, my conversation with the universe sounded something like this. Okay, universe, I know that I'm not supposed to be here. However, I'm not going to leave, and you're not allowed to have me leave until I have at least 6 months of savings. All of my debt is paid off, and my company is making as much as I make now. Okay, none of that happened. Just in case you were wondering, not even one part of that happened. I was laid off, and then I became resilient. And I actually tapped into resilience I didn't know that I had. And once I really got rolling within Flourish Marketing and we incorporated as an S Corp, I made 6 figures in 5 months. And from there, we just kind of kept it rolling, kept it pushing. And now I feel like I'm unemployable. I love what I do. I love the connections I'm able to make with clients and help clients make those same connections with their clients. So that's my circuitous journey to being a business owner for the second time.
Wow. Soror, it's very, very nice to meet you. But that is a very interesting story. And I love how in your story, you were saying how you wanted something that really resonated with you, something that made you feel good. And a lot of times that's what us as entrepreneurs we're looking to do, right? Most of us are looking for like what's really driving us and motivating us, because I know that's something that I look for as well, because I was in your situation as well, where I'm going, okay, yeah, I'm getting a steady paycheck. It's very good. But then I was like, I hate this. This is miserable. I'm helping somebody else build their empire when I know I was created for more. So that is, I mean, that's amazing. Now, when you help your clients and the businesses, how exactly are you helping them? Because I know you're on the marketing side, but what are you doing? Because you said you want to help the empire builders. So is it the small business? Is it larger corporations? Are they the ones that are like, okay, I've started this business, I totally don't know what this marketing thing is, or is it someone who has taken root and kind of know where they want to go?
I tend to work with solopreneurs and entrepreneurs and small business owners. However, there's a client that I have that's a huge client in the nutrition testing space, but the marketing team is small and they needed some support. So I tend to be there for folks who are really wanting to hone in their message and craft a message that is truly unique for them. At Flourish Marketing, we offer 3 services. One is strategy. So we help you develop the problem that you solve and who you solve it for and communicate that in a clear and compelling way. The second is copywriting. So we write sales funnels that convert into clients. That's the goal. Anything from email sequences, lead magnets, quizzes, blog posts, and we have a full social media management option. And then the third thing that we offer is bioenergetic business coaching. We have the perspective that you cannot get a thriving empire by just working on business strategy alone. You have to also make sure that your personal energy and your business's energy are aligned. So as a Nest certified health practitioner, I help the business owner or the decision makers in the business understand where their personal energy blocks are, where they've been held back on their own hero's journey, and how that maps to their business's pitfalls and the blockages that they're experiencing in their cash flow. And we help up-level their energy and their cash flow together so that they can hit their goals and reach their vision. So those are the 3 services in the way that we help people.
Okay, so I get the copywriting and the funnels. So how did you end up adding the third piece of the inner workings and all of that? How did you get to that point where you said, this is something I want to incorporate?
It's always something that I've done, but now I'm like, okay, y'all don't actually need me to write anything in the beginning. We need to focus on you. So it would happen like this. In a strategy session before, I would sit down and we would be trying to pull together your messaging, and people wouldn't even really know about themselves enough to tell me, well, what is it that you want to do? What problem do you solve? How do you want to work with people? They'd be confused. They'd be burnt out. They'd be lost. And I said, well, I can write something for you. And it's going to be good, but that doesn't mean it's going to be your good for your business. And it probably won't have that long of a shelf life because you are not really truly honed into what the message is that you want to convey. You're going to change that again in 3 months, 6 months. And all of the money that you spend, because we are not the cheapest on the block, all of the money that you just spent with us will be for obsolete content. So let's dive in. People were also coming to me, and in strategy sessions, because of the way that I run them and the questions that I ask, people tend to get very introspective and sometimes emotional. And they would say, oh, well, actually, yeah, I am lost, and but let's just focus. It's okay. I'm fine. Let's just focus on the email sequence. I'm like, that's not how this works. As a business owner, you can't compartmentalize yourself. You need to show up as your whole self at all times. And that involves excavating the things that are holding you back personally so that you can move yourself and your business forward. That's how I ended up as a bioenergetic business coach, because bioenergetics is a field that's been around for quite some time, that's been studied in this particular way for over 30 years. And it's based off of the thought of your physical body, your biochemical body has an energy field that overlays it and interpenetrates it. And that energy field governs a lot of your emotional and mental processes, how you operate and interact with the world. And so if you're operating and interacting with the world based off of a body field, an energy field that's off, you're going to be off. Your cash flow is going to be off. The way you manage your team will be off. You won't be able to move forward. And you might be looking around at yourself like, why can't I ever just seem to win? Why can't I ever seem to get my breakthrough? What is really the problem? I'm doing all the things right. I've listened to all the podcasts and listened to all the courses, and and I sell I don't sell podcasts. I sell courses, and I'm guest on podcasts all the time. But you need to take that information and internalize it and use it on the inside rather than just trying to put band-aids around what is actually holding you back, what fears, what beliefs, what paradigms need to be shifted. And that's what we do in coaching. And then we say, okay, now that that's shifted, let's unlock some messaging that will match and resonate with a client in their head, their heart, or their gut.
That's brilliant. Actually, I've never heard of any marketing agency to do something like that. Because like you say, most of the time people come in there like, okay, yeah, I need email sequences, I need Facebook ads, whatever. And there are a lot of agencies that are very happy to take the money and just do that. But you're right. If you're not clear on who you are, and you can't convey that in a business, and you can't convey that to your ideal client. So that's very interesting that you added that piece instead of just saying, okay, we're going to just do copywriting and ads for you, but this is the way to do it. Because a lot of people would have been happy to do that. And like you said, it would be obsolete in 3-6 months, and then you're coming back and they would be happy to, okay, let's recharge you more money to do this when it could have been done correctly the first time.
Exactly. And we are very good copywriters. I even have testimonials from people saying that we've surprised them by how good of copywriters we are. So it's not that we can't copyright, right? It's not us. We'll write it. We'll write it for you real good. It's just about what you're writing, because it doesn't matter if all the sentences and the periods and the verbs and the nouns are in the right places. It's about what is the message. And does it really hit to who you want to be and the vision that you have for your company?
So how is that usually received when a client or prospective client comes to you and they're hiring you for your marketing talent, but then you're saying, okay, we need to work on this piece here. We're not quite there at this piece. What is usually their response?
I have yet to have it happen quite like that. This is usually what happens. They come to me, and for all of our service, all of our done for you marketing services, not including coaching, you have to have a strategy session first, because in our strategy session, we need to know, what are we writing about? Who are you? What are your goals? And then we also deliver to you the brand messaging that you've requested. In that strategy session, if we're tapping in and we keep hitting walls, I might say something along the lines of, I think that we need to dig deeper. Are you willing to dig deeper? Or they'll say something like, this is all over the place. I don't think that you can help me. I don't think anybody can help me. I've heard even clients say, I don't need a marketer. I need a therapist. I'm like, apps.
And like, here, I am a coach.
Yes, I can coach you. I am not a therapist, but I was like, we can coach you. So it usually comes from a place where it's very clear if they've come to us just for copywriting that they need some support. Most of our coaching clients come to us directly for coaching. They have hit a plateau and they're looking for that breakthrough in their business. They're at 6 figures. They want to go to 7. They're not necessarily money motivated. They're good with their revenue, but their work-life balance sucks. So they're looking to be able to align, or they realize that they have such low self-esteem that they're not booking as many sales. There's a clear problem that they come to us to solve, because they realize that all of the traditional ways are not working. Most women don't really think about the business environment and how it really is not structured for us. It is a very masculine way of going about life. And it involves the way that it was set up in the American society, at least. It was evolved from the perspective that there would be someone at home taking care of you. So man goes to work, Wife is at home, cooking, cleaning, rearing children. He comes home, doesn't really do anything at home, and leaves again. Well, as women with the second job, right? We have our main job and our first job. No matter how supportive your partner is, it often still feels like that.
Right.
We end up overwhelmed very quickly. And then we blame ourselves for feeling burnt out so fast when we're really operating in a male and masculine energy created system. Instead, a lot of my clients come to me and I said, well, why do you have to do that? You are now an entrepreneur. You can do this however you want to do it. You have the freedom to cultivate your business based on what you want and how you want to show up in the world. And that's another reason why I get people, they're so exhausted, but they don't want to let go of their dreams, but they cannot see a path forward. And I said, you can't see a path forward from what is outside of you. Let's go inside and develop your own path.
Oh, I love that. That is just so, it's so profound because, yeah, you know, you would think that more people would be told this, or more people that are teaching or coaching you to be an entrepreneur and the things you should go about doing, instead of, you know, in addition to, okay, here's the systems that you need. This is how you need to document things and numbers and all of these things. You would think that that would be a part of it as well, because like you said, people don't want to let go of their dreams. But if you have some internal work that needs to be done, how can you really see clearly to fulfill those dreams?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So, man, so, you know, you told us you were a chef, you've gone from a chef to marketer, now to doing marketing and coaching. But tell us about some of the hurdles you hit along the way, because I always like to hear not only the successes, but the failures, because there's always someone out there listening who thinks, that sounds easy. I can do it. Oh, she just switched from that to this. I can do that. And we both know it's not that easy.
It is not that easy. Hey, but if you want to do it, do it. Don't let me hold you back. But there have been lots of moments of struggle. I mean, some of it goes down into my generational relationship with money and breaking those types of generational curses around my belief and mindset around money and abundance and what I deserve and what I'm able to get and what I'm capable of as a business owner and an abundance creator. And so I've struggled with that and having to really constantly remind myself, like, no, it's okay. Your children will have an inheritance, unlike most Black children, and you will keep going, right? So there's been that. There's been I remember when I first started as a Google vendor team partner, and I'm like, am I here? Am I in the right place? Like, these are the smartest people I've ever met. Did they really read my resume? I know I had like 20,000 interviews to be here, but like, did I slip through the cracks? And that imposter syndrome came up with full force. Luckily, the team that I was on, everyone was talking about it. We all had imposter syndrome. And then we laughed. I'm like, well, we're all who we are having imposter syndrome about. This is hilarious to me. But I had to overcome that and really stand in my truth and find my center. One of the things that helped me, I wish I had found it quicker, was the realization that we're all on this planet for something that is very unique. So imposter syndrome comes from comparison.
Right.
Am I good enough? Am I like this person? Can I do it like that person? As opposed to being bold enough to say, no, I can't do it like that person. And I'm not supposed to. I was made to do it like me. And that's how I will stand out. Yes, I can follow frameworks and I can follow methodologies, but I want to be me. That's another reason why I like coaching in the way that I do it, is because I'm not trying to tell you this is the goal for you. It's like we unearth it using your body and your energy's own wisdom to get where you need to go. Another hang up that I've had is my own bouts of burnout and being exhausted, and not knowing what burnout was. I didn't know what was happening. All I knew is that I was tired all the time. And I knew that I was liking, I guess, what I was doing, I guess, but it's hard to like something if you're exhausted.
Right.
So I've been there and I've pulled out of it, and I understand how to pull out of it and prevent it from happening, and how to set up guardrails for myself and my clients. So it's like, woo, 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 red fire engine light siren going off. You're heading in that direction. Let's just not.
Yes.
Anymore.
Yes. Wow. So is there actually a real thing as work-life balance?
Well, that's a very interesting question, Trina, because one of the things that I think about is I don't like to compartmentalize life, especially as an entrepreneur. So when you think about work-life balance, it seems like two things that happen separately. You have your work and then you have your life. And for me, I think that they are intertwined. And as an entrepreneur, you have to decide how you would like to intertwine them. There is a such thing as balance, regardless of what you call it. And the balance is for you to decide. There's certain base level metrics that everyone should kind of set for themselves. Am I drinking enough water? Am I getting enough sleep? Have I laughed today? Right? Am I getting enough joy? How do I feel about myself and the way that I'm interacting with the world? There's some kind of baseline metrics. But balance for some is not balance for others. Balance for me is, I'm in a launch, so I'll spend, 10 hours a day for a week getting it done. But then the next week, I'm off to, maybe I'm going to Mexico, or maybe I'll just sleep and not do anything, or maybe I'll, do whatever it is that I want to do. So that is balance for me. Other people are like, oh no, I just don't have that kind of stamina. I don't work 3 days a week. That's balance for you. Or for some people, it could be, my balance is, I work 8 hours a day, but I'm at home, so I get to be home with my kids. And that's balance. For me, it's always making sure my husband and I have TV time at the end of the day. It's like we can't go to sleep unless we've sat on the couch, we have some kind of sip of something, and we watch whatever. Last night it was the Witches of Eastwick, which I've never watched, and it was not what I expected it to be.
Good way or bad way?
It just was a weird, it's an 80s movie. And so, you know how 80s movies, they just kind of were odd sometimes. Yes. I liked it, but it was not what I expected. I don't want to give any spoilers if anybody was planning on watching the Witches of Eastwick tonight.
Oh my, wow. I mean, this is, like I said, it's so amazing. And I'm loving everything you're saying about the business and your inner work and just how you help the clients that you're working for. It's just amazing. And when you work with these clients, tell us about some of the progress that you see once you're done working with them. So not just on the marketing side, but do they ever come back to you and say, you know what? Thank you for helping me do that inner work, because this has helped me in other areas besides business.
Absolutely. Because that's the whole goal, and it happens fairly quickly. So bioenergetic business coaching has 3 phases. We align, we manifest, and then we evolve. The alignment involves detection and correction of your body field. As I said, I'm a Nest certified health practitioner, which means that I use the Nest software to actually scan your body field. We can do it using your voice. We can do it in different places. We don't have to be all sitting next to each other. Very COVID friendly. And after that scan, I read the results, and we are able to pinpoint exactly the root causes of why you may be feeling or thinking the way that you are. And after that scan, and after some, talking through some of those issues, as well as by using 2 different tools. One is the Infoceuticals. Infoceuticals are charged water that provide your body field with the corrective information it's seeking. And then the My Health device is energy acupuncture, no needles, but you can carry it with you and use it throughout the day on your own. It's great because I hate needles. Um, so by using those two things with the clients, as well as talking them through their scan, I've had clients say within a week or 2 weeks, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I feel like I have my energy. I have a client, Diane, that says things like, I haven't created any new content for my business in 6 months. And after working with you for 2 weeks, I have 6 new pieces of content. I had another client, Tiffany, who was saying, after my first scan, I've already made huge changes in my life and I feel empowered to do things like hire another person, speak my truth, and get a nanny. It's very quick. The transformation can be very quick. It depends on how invested you are in your own growth and what the intention is. But absolutely, the benefits range from getting more clarity to being able to feel more energy, to feeling clearer in your truth, to resolving and unburdening yourself from issues that you might have been carrying around with yourself for years.
Wow. So how do you have a team of people? Do you work solo? How does your business flow?
So for coaching right now, it's me. I would be your coach. Welcome. We are growing the program, but right now I am the solo coach because it is our newest service offering. But for everything else, you get the full force of the Flourish marketing team. We have our social media managers, editors, writers, operation consultants, as well as our client concierge, who are all there to support our clients. So we also have a very streamlined onboarding and client delivery process. One of our core values, because I'm just a big silly kid, is that our processes and systems are tighter than Jason Momoa's abs. So we have to make sure that they are tight. Those things could smooth, tight, right? So we make sure that because of that, our clients are really well taken care of. And there's absolutely no way I could do that all on my own. I'm very grateful for the team that we have that's able to carry this forward.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So we're going to get ready to get into our questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Trina.
All right. All right. Okay. Who or what motivates you? I'm
motivated by two things. One is the future children that I will have and leaving a legacy for them. And two is my husband, because he's right now my favorite person in our little family. And that motivates me to keep going.
What demotivates you?
People that are complaining, people that want something for nothing, people that find themselves in the victim cycle. When I have to deal with clients like that, I'm like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. When was a time that something was said or done to hurt you, but it worked out for your good?
Well, actually, I already told a little bit of that piece of advice that I got from that chef instructor. But I've had a couple of things I'm a Black female and we got whole hair issues going on, right? Like, is it supposed to be straight? Is it supposed to be curly? What does professional look like? And I have big curly hair. Mm-hmm. And I remember, but I hadn't been wearing it like this for most of my life, curly. I would wear it straight. And I go straight, I go curly, we gonna braid it up, we gonna it's just I play around with it.
Right.
But when I was wearing it straight, one, I liked it because who doesn't like to feel like Beyonce? But two, I also was feeling like I didn't have any other options and I had to wear it. I had to wear it straight. Otherwise I wasn't like a professional. I couldn't be, nobody would take me seriously. And one day it was a turning point. I was in a meeting. I was like the only Black anything in any kind of executive position in this company. And I was looking around and they all looked like they had kind of given up on their personal style. And I was like, I definitely don't want to become that. And so that I had that thought. I'm sitting around the conference table. Then I get up and we're on a break. And someone actually said something that I think that they thought was going to be nice, which was, oh, Aleya, you're just like one of us. Yeah, you're starting to even, dress like us, look like us. And they said something like that. And I'm like, whoa, oh God. it was that where I was like, you know what? I don't actually want to be this. And so how can I be more of who I want to be? And I have a very big, bubbly, vibrant personality, and I just unleashed the mane.
Yes. Yes, it's always good to be you.
Yes.
Oh, what is your fear?
Which one?
Anyone.
Anyone. I think that I have a fear of me doing something wrong, even though I don't think even my head knows that there's nothing wrong, but my heart is like, I can do something wrong and it would just all come to pieces. Everything that I built would just come down, which I realize is not a rational fear, but most fear is irrational.
Right. Is there a time when you wish you had done something that you didn't?
Wish I had done something that I didn't. Yeah, there was a time when I wish that I had apologized and that I didn't. I wish there was a time, well, it wasn't even like an apology. It's more like I understand, like I reacted in a way that was so emotional and I just cut the person off. And I wish that I had just been like, you know what? I'm sorry for doing that. Yeah, you crazy. Probably shouldn't say that part still. Clearly, I still have some forgiveness work to do. But I'm sorry for how this turned out, and I'm sorry for my part in it. I can think of that.
Okay. Is there a time that you wish you had not done something?
All of my exes.
Yeah. I have that one too. Oh, what is your definition of success?
Freedom. Feeling free emotionally, financially, relationally, a grand sense of freedom and being able to tap into the abundant possibilities that are all around with freedom and peace.
That is my definition as well. How do you recharge?
I'm a big nap queen, so there's that. I also really love meditation, Pilates, and hanging out with my husband.
What are you awesome at?
Communicating. So besides copywriting, just communicating in general, building relationships through words, I'm really good at.
What legacy do you want to leave?
A legacy of abundance. I want that when my future daughter looks at me, she realizes what is possible, not just for a Black female, but just in general. And she can do whatever she wants to do and be whoever she wants to be, as long as she's authentic to herself. And that's exactly what she was put on this planet to be able to do.
Absolutely. Okay. Give the listeners one motivational takeaway.
One motivational takeaway. Burnout is optional. A lot of times people believe that it's necessary and a requirement of your entrepreneur journey, and it is not. You don't have to work yourself into the ground. Busy is not a badge of honor. You can take breaks, you can rest, you can enjoy your entrepreneur journey. It doesn't have to be so hard.
Love it. So Aleya, tell the listeners how they can connect with you if they want to hire you for your services or coaching. Give us the whole scoop.
Absolutely. So you can head over to flourishmarketing.co, not .com, that's not me, .co, and you can click schedule a call. The button is literally all over the homepage. You can click schedule a call. You can also, if you just want to hang out a little bit more on Instagram, follow me at Aleya Harris, ALEYAHARRIS, and follow me and my team at flourishmarketing.co on Instagram. I also hang out on LinkedIn, and I'd love to see you there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here on Trina Talk to talk with me. It's been just really amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
If you like Trina Talk podcast, please don't forget to go out to iTunes and rate it 5 stars and leave a review. Also, who else in your life do you know that needs some motivation and inspiration in their lives? Don't forget to share Trina Talk with them. I hope you have a great week. And remember, if you change your mindset, you can change your life. Keep striving, because success is a journey, not a destination.